Hi, this is Marina from Darkstar Astrology, bringing you your monthly horoscope.
Ceres joins the happy party in the 7th house. Now, okay, by now Venus has actually left the 7th house and so has Mercury, but to some extent the 8th house is still about relationships. Some people do say it's the house of sex. I'm not that sure because the 5th house to me is that. But I think it's more kind of kinky sex. It has a sort of, I don't know, a forbidden fruit element to it, and it's like those dark dungeons. It's a bit, what's that book? Shades of Grey. It's a bit 50 Shades of Grey there. So this could be a month where things are a bit forbidden when it comes to relationships, and there may be a bit of a triangulation going on. Because Ceres is about triangular relationships. It is, if you look into mythology, the Pluto, Eris and Ceres, those three are dwarf planets, and they are connected in myth as well, because Eris is Persephone after she's come out of the underworld. She's got a very Lilith energy about her. Ceres is Persephone's mother, and Pluto obviously abducted Persephone. So Eris is kind of the Persephone after the underworld, sorry. So yes, with Venus in the 8th house of the underworld, Ceres being in your actual 7th house of open enemies. So there could be somebody who's out to wreck your marriage and will dump you as soon as they've got their way. So don't risk it, I would say. It's just that having Uranus in your marriage house, it's going to make things rocky for a good few years, and it doesn't have to be all the time, but when planets congregate there and start activating Uranus, it can cause problems. On the 11th, there's another juicy Mars sextile Uranus. This time Mars is in your 9th house of travel, so this could be a bit of a holiday romance unexpectedly, and at the same time this happens with a new moon in your house of marriage. So I think that May the 11th for singletons, get out there, be positive. You can attract someone, you know you can. You've got the charm on your side. Now, talking about charm on your side, May the 13th, Jupiter goes into Pisces. So this is luck and love in your 5th house of love affairs. Just what you want. And Pisces for Jupiter, he absolutely adores Pisces, so he's in his element there. He's really strong, and he will go back into Aquarius later on in the year, but just take this time to have some fun, and maybe with learning as well, because Mars is also in your 9th house of learning. So this is good for travel. This is great for traveling with children if you have any, and just fun times. So make the most of it. Then you have Saturn turning retrograde in your home house, in your house of home. Now I don't believe that retrogrades, the outer planet retrogrades are that important unless you are ruled by them. So you're not an Aquarius, so it doesn't really affect you so much. But you may see things slowing down in your home if you have a house that's on the market, if you're trying to sell something. Saturn being retrograde there may, retard things a little bit, but otherwise it can make things nice and peaceful. It's very karmic though as well. So you may find that you are pulled to places that you've had some sort of karma in the past too, because it's the 4th house of ancestors as well. There may be, some sort of ancestral memory that's triggered by visiting somewhere, especially, with Mars still being in your 9th house of travel. Then on the 26th is the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, and that is your house of money. Now, there's quite a bit of focus on your partner's money because there are quite a few planets in there at this time. So it may not really be about your own money, but you might be a bit worried about your partner's spending if you're with somebody, or it might be debt because, the 8th house opposite is the house of debt as well. So just maybe good time to start doing your accounts for the next year. You could make a start on that because then on the 31st is Mercury retrograde, which will be in your house of debt. So very good time for a review of your spending, doing an audit on everything. Get an accountant in if you're not really good with maths or money in general. But yeah, this is a great time to look at those finances. You may also want to take a loan out as well, but again, maybe not the best time to be doing it during Mercury retrograde. Maybe you could do that before Mercury retrograde, so you have it there if you need it.
So that was your monthly horoscope. Do come to Darkstar Astrology for your yearly horoscopes and much, much more. And of course, like and subscribe and watch out for my new and full moon reports that I do every couple of weeks on YouTube. All the best. Bye-bye.